Alright. One thing I do have to my advantage is that I know the weakness order, since I've played this game before. So I'm going to be following it. So next up is going to be Arrow Man.
That seems a little unfair.
You know what? I don't even care if it's unfair.
This is Dr. Novocaine, remember? He needs all the help he can get.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. Especially in a game that is not favorable to me.
Doesn't that apply to most games?
Well, yes, but I've had some games where I've played well. Oh, hey, the Fan Fiends, which are really too powerful. Try to walk against them, you will get almost nowhere. Also, why is Arrow Man an air-themed stage? Ah.
Because you launch arrows through the air, obviously. You don't launch
That
them
logic
through the
checks
water.
out.
I suppose so. Ugh. Oh
Seems
wow,
like
that does a lot of
There could
damage.
have been a lot more thought that went into timing things.
The spawn rate in this game is bad. It's like, try to figure out when you can actually get in and do anything. You're going to have a lot of trouble.
Jumping right into the birds doesn't help either.
No, it doesn't. But, it's like, the birds are not the primary worry I have in this stage. It's anything that randomly spawns. You know what? I'm going to fail.
Is it just me, or is there a little bit of a delay between when you start moving and when the screen starts moving?
It's there's a bit of unsteadiness there. It's high production values.
Oh, so that's what we're calling it.
That's what we're going to call it. Yes. Also, there's a bit of unsteadiness in the camera just about all the time. Also, there's a fairly high drop rate of extra lives, but most of them I can't actually get.
Like that one.
Yes, like that one. Oh, come on!
It sounds like Doc is dying again. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to use iframes that time, and I still didn't make the jump.
Yeah,
Because-
that part looks not so good.
Yes, because physics. This is not Mega Man game physics at all. It is, well, I guess at all is maybe pushing it a bit, but it's really not as close as you'd like. Also, I'm gonna keep running, and you'll notice that if I have shot when I have run, my Mega Man just sticks out his buster the whole time.
I don't think this has the worst Mega Man physics I've...
It's not the worst you've ever seen, but it's not good. Okay, finally used the block to my advantage. Where the frick did you come from, birds? Oh.
Well, those birds just lost their mommy and were wandering around.
Yes, and I just shot them unceremoniously. I don't like drop platforms when physics are bad. Dang it!
You know, you're supposed to jump off of those.
I know I'm supposed to jump off of those. The jump didn't jump.
Is there ever a time you actually like the drop platforms?
Probably not, but I'm gonna say that sometimes I will, just because. And they're not the worst thing. Extra
large
life.
Weapon refills seem to refill quite a bit.
Large weapon refills, large energy refills are a full half bar, which is pretty nice, but also kind of necessary. Because you run through that energy pretty quickly. Okay, and, oh boy. Oh! I had the same problem in Revenge of the Fallen. I just sometimes I have a hard time coordinating my button presses to the right way. Because when I get difficult jumps, I try to simultaneously press the direction button and the jump button. But certain fan games don't seem to like that very much. They tend to read my directional input before my button input, whereas for regular Mega Man games, I think it's the other way around.
That seems reasonable for something that expects keyboard input.
Is that why it is?
Things that read keyboard input don't read more than one key at once. Whereas if you're talking about a Mega Man game on the NES, they read all the button data at the same time.
And we have our first game over.
Yes, we do. That will not be the last game over, I am sure of it.
Do you need one of us to come over there and help you?
I'd love to see you try. I would love to see you try, Mr. I can't play Mega Man Rocks because the physics are off.
Yeah, I'd probably fall off the first ledge, but might be quicker than you.
Hey, Doc, were you directing that at me or Kamikaze Scotsman?
Kamikaze Scotsman.
Okay, because I have similar opinions about Mega Man Rocks. I think I've beaten Repairman stage like one time.
Repairman
All the times I played it.
Repairman stage had some issues. That was the conveyor belts being at issues. And Mega Man Rocks has poor physics, but I still claim that the game is reasonably playable despite that.
I'd say I'm pretty good at platformers, but when I'm seeing Mega Man graphics and they don't line up with Mega Man physics, it kind of just messes up my muscle memory.
Birds! I don't need help falling off of this stage!
You know, I know it's been a few years since I played this game on my own, not on my channel, but I don't remember having this many problems with the Robot Master stages.
I do, actually, but I don't remember if this was one that gave me a particular amount of trouble.
Yes, it was.
You do remember. Excellent.
Yes. Yes, this one gave you a lot of trouble.
Certain stages are just, you know, bad. And most of them are the Wily stages. So we'll be enjoying that as well.
And sometimes it's also user error.
Well, it's usually user error on my part too, but the stages are still bad. Okay, I'm finally through those air tikis. Now let's fail this section. Oh yeah, also if you pause ever, make sure you go back to your weapon because it does not save that. And I'm through, finally! Eddie! Oh, actually, Eddie is actually helpful.
Wow. That doesn't happen every day.
Eddie's more helpful than, I think most people think he is. Also, thankfully, the fans are kind of selective in how much they blow. Whoa! Another E-tank. I'll take it. I'll take all the E-tanks because I'm gonna need them later on. There's some bosses in this game that are just kind of on the crazy side. I'm talking, of course, about wily bosses. The robot masters, they're inconsistent difficulty too, but they're more manageable difficulty, I think. Especially if you have their weaknesses. So I don't think 0 counts as a life in this game, so I'm going to consider myself on my last life.
Yeah, 0 does count as a life, because you were on 0 before, and...
Does it? Okay. There was one fan game that I played that it didn't, and I forget which one it was.
Yeah, they all just kind of blend together after a while.
Yeah.
I can't remember which names go to what.
Arrow Man is another one that's plenty easy with the Buster.
I'm questioning why the glass blaster, whatever it is, shoots glass orbs instead of shards of glass.
Because this game is very questionable in terms of decision making.
Because they don't sell shards of glass, they sell orbs of glass.
You can't really argue against that one.